Bro, I can't stress enough the importance of you needing to know how to trade phases. It's one of the most effective strategies that you can use nowadays. As you can see, I'm on deck screen right now. And one thing I want you to notice is look how many coins that are above 1 mil have launched days ago, right? We're no longer in a market where the coins that launch, within an hour or 2 hours are at like 1 mil, 2 mil, 5 mil. It tends to happen over multiple days. Look at this, 20 days ago, 1.2 mil, 8 days ago, 2.6 mil. And if we continue to scroll down, 5 days ago, 1.2 mil, and so on and so forth. I mean, look at this, 27 days ago, 12.4 mil. So why the hell do you think that it's acceptable for you to just be trading new pairs and to try and be catching these huge runners where most of them aren't even going to run on the first day? And we've been seeing that in this market. We've been seeing that most coins that launch, and I'll try to find an example for you while I'm speaking, most coins that launch end up being something like this, where they will launch, let's just say 2 hours ago, and it's barely been able to go over 200k. This is not a coin that you want to be getting into and risking your hard-earned capital, right? You would much rather get into a coin that has exponential potential. And I'm going to show you some examples and how you can actually spot them inside of this video. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Nabil, Nabs, whatever you want to call me. And I've been trading crypto since the beginning of 2024. I learned extremely fast and I managed to make a decent amount of profit ever since I've been involved. And I'm here to break the belief that you need a huge amount of time, effort, and skill for you to actually make money in the meme coin market. You don't. And in case you don't believe me, you can go to my results where not only have I helped people make a stupid amount of money, but I've also helped people buy cars, a lot of cars as well. Like this guy not only bought 1 car, but he bought 3 cars. I've helped people leave their job. I've helped people retire their parents, so on and so forth. And yeah, you can just have a click through this and just see the results for yourself, as you can see here. But anyway, that being said, let's get into the video. So what I want to show you is the different phases that different coins go into. And you'll know I've spoken about this in the past before, but in this video, I want to break down exactly how it's meant to actually work and how you can benefit off it as well. So let's start off with a coin called Punch. A lot of you will probably know this if you've been active in this current market, and I want you to pay attention to what this chart has done. Now, as you guys know, I always say that a coin typically goes through 3 phases, right? That's the typical. It can reach 4 phases. A lot of the time, a coin won't even get to the 3rd phase. It will go to like phase 1, and then it will die out. 99.9% of coins always die out at phase 1. Then there's a small percentage of coins that go to phase 2, and then a small percentage that go to phase 3, so on and so forth. Now, from my analysis, I personally think that this was a phase 1. Reason being is because a phase 1 can't last all the way up until here, from about 6th of February all the way to here. I don't think this is a phase 1. I think this is a phase 2, right? Phase 1 typically lasts, hours to days, maybe up to a week. It shouldn't last any longer. So you see this small little pump here where it went up to like, what's that? 350k. That's phase 1, which should show you the potential of these phases. And this is why I wanted to make this video for you guys, because you need to understand the amount of money you can make in these other phases. Because look, a lot of people that saw it die out, would never have got back in. Never. They would have never expected this huge pump. And this is the issue with you. You probably are not in a position where you know what signs give off this crazy huge pump, right? And you need to understand you're leaving so much money on the table. Like if I go and zoom out right now, yeah. And you know what the funny thing is, like, you might think, oh, okay, that's a phase 1, that's a phase 2, that's phase 3, this coin, there's no more potential. No, I personally believe this is a phase 2. I still think we've got a phase 3 in this coin, right? We're probably going to go up to beyond 100 mil. I don't know when, I don't know how, we'll have to see. We could talk about it in another video, right? There's a lot of other things I need to go over to actually determine whether it's a phase 3 or not. But point is like you could have made from the 14th of February, so let's go down to like 200k market cap, right there. If you just held to, let's just say 40M or wherever it may be, you would have made 17,000%. If you just held to 20M, you would have made 8,000%. Or even worst case scenario, let's just say you held throughout that first pump, you would have made 3,000%, bro. And you're here trying to find the next big runner at, when it first launches. That's not what you're meant to do. That's not how you play this current meme coin game, bro. That is not how you play it, okay? You need to understand every single coin that has huge potential goes through these phases. Most of the people that you see making 500x, 1000x, 200x, whatever it may be, they're trading phases. It doesn't usually happen on the first day, right? Look at this coin, for example, Pigeon, right? Look at what it's done. It's, on like the first day, barely did anything. I would still consider this a phase 1 right here. And then, as you can see, it did its phase 2, right? The phase 2 went all the way up to 5M, which could have gotten you like a 13x, right? For 1,300%. And now, as you can see, it's starting to flatline. It's flatline, flatline, flatline. And this is the thing with phases, right? You need to catch them at the right time, which again, I've gone over in a different video, but I'll go over in this video as well, how you can actually catch them without having to wait this long period of time. But what you need to understand is a phase 3 can happen at any time, and this looks like it potentially is going into a phase 3. Now, what do you think this could potentially go to if this went to 5M? This could easily, if we compare it to, let's just say Punch, for example, where phase 1 only went to 300k and then phase 2 went to like 40 mil, we could easily say this could go to like at least 50 million, right? And let's just say you got in before the actual pump, where you can actually get the signs that I'm talking about, which I'll speak about, where let's say you got in at 250k. If you rode this to like 50 mil, I can't even go all the way, you would have made, so okay, here is 4,000. All right, so if you go to 10 mil, it's 3,600%. So times 5, you would have made like 18,000%, bro. You would have literally made like, yeah, let's do it now. So you would have made from 200k, let's just get that there, 200k, 50 mil, 22,000%. 22,000% just by catching this run. Bro, I'm telling you, this is how you need to be trading nowadays. Now, you're probably wondering, well, like, you know, I'm not going to wait this long for a coin, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, there's hundreds of coins like this. It's not a matter of waiting. It's a matter of you finding the coins at the right time, which I'll show you how to do right now. So if we go to Dex Screener and you go to here, all you need to do is play with the filters, right? I've given you filters the other day. I'm not going to go into my very, very in-depth filters because, again, it will just give away my full strategy. If you want to know exactly how I trade phases, there is a link in the description where you can apply to work with me one-to-one, and then I can actually teach you these exact strategies. But that being said, if I go to filters, all I need to do is put minimum pair age. Now, obviously, it is in hours, so you need to obviously calculate. So let's just say we want to put a minimum of 10 days, right? Just so we know a coin has been out for 10 days. We won't put a maximum because we don't mind having coins that have been out for a long period of time. And then we want to put a market cap of at least 1 million. That way we know, okay, the coin hasn't fully died out. If you want, you could actually put, you know, if you want to find something that could potentially be like really low in market cap with a lot of exponential growth. So again, you want to catch it around like the 300k market cap, you can obviously put lower amounts. But the thing is, it's harder to spot phase breakouts around these levels. So for someone who's just starting out like you, I would recommend going a bit higher, then you can start to lower. But let's just go, for the sake of this example, let's just go 300k, right? What I'll do now, oh, and also what you want to do as well is add a maximum, right? You don't want to find a coin that's at like, you know, 10 mil market cap or whatever it may be, just because again, the potential growth on that isn't going to be crazy high. The only time you want to be doing that is if you have decent amount of capital to play with. If you've got like 10k and beyond, 20k, 30k, 50k, 100k, then yeah, you can go for coins that are like 10 mil, because for you to turn 10k into 100k, all a coin needs to do is go from 10 mil to 100 mil, which isn't hard when it comes to phases, right? So anyway, let's look at this. Look how many coins have been out for ages. Look, 8 months and it's at 1.4 mil. Look at this, 6 months and it's at 500k. A month it's at a mil, so on and so forth. Like, you can just go ahead and open up these coins, right? As you can see, even Pigeon is here, for example. You can open up these coins and see what's going on, and for you to be able to spot a potential phase 3 or phase 2 or whatever it may be. A lot of these coins I've already got open because I want to show you them anyway, but let's just open them anyway and I'll show you. So if we go to this coin, for example, all right, I don't like the look of this chart, so we're going to dismiss this coin for now. All right, LMAO, we've actually looked into this coin before. As you can see, I've actually analyzed it in the past. But if we open it for our time frame, all right, so as you can see here, this has actually not even done its phase 2 yet. So I think what I've done here is I've shown you that, okay, this is a phase 1, and what the coin has been trying to do is going to its phase 2. Now remember, a phase 2 doesn't happen until it breaks the peak of the phase 1. So I personally still think this has huge potential to grow, because at the end of the day, if a coin hasn't done its phase 2, yet it's wanted to do it multiple times, and again, it's still been able to stay alive, it's still above a mil market cap, it has huge potential. So again, this could easily do like a 10x, 20x, or whatever it may be, right? Now remember, I'm keeping this very surface level. There is a lot more to this strategy, but I'm telling you what could potentially happen with these particular coins. If we go into the next one here, for example, right? Let's go hourly time frame. Look at this. So this already did a phase 1, right? Phase 1 right here, phase 2 right here. This phase 2 can last as long as it needs to last. Really and truly, you want to look at where the peak was. That's kind of like the phase 2, and this is just that little dump leading up to the phase 3. And well, who's not to say that this could potentially go further, right? Again, this could go to like 20 mil, 30 mil, 40 mil, because this one went to like 4 mil, right? If we go to Pigeon, for example, right? We go here, look at this. Phase 1, or if you want to even consider this one here a phase 1, and then phase 2, maybe this is a phase 3. But personally for me, by the looks of it, because there was no, like, remember I told you, like, for a coin to go into phases, it needs to flatline. There wasn't really a flat line here. There was a tiny one here, if you want to consider that. If we was to maybe zoom out, we could consider that. But again, this could potentially go into phase 3, or this could have been the phase 3. Regardless, it just shows the potential of these particular coins. Again, Pipkin, for example, as you can see, it did different phases, right? Whether you want to consider this a phase 1, and then this a phase 2, right? And look how they all go to similar points. Like this one went to like 100k market cap, right? Similar to the one earlier where it only went to 300k market cap. And then this one goes to 4 mil. And then the next run is probably going to be like 50 mil. And this is where you're able to make like 50x's, for example. As you can see, this coin is at 1 mil. You could easily make a 50x, right? Punch, the same thing. We just went over it. Pigeon, did we not just go over that? Okay, this is a different pigeon. So pigeon here, look at this. This has potential to do another phase, right? Easily. This looks like it's about to go, right? Botcoin, for example. This is a coin that a member actually asked me about not long ago. Like, look at this, right? You can consider this whether you want to consider this a phase 1 or just the beginning of phase 1. I'll have to look into it deeper for me to tell you right now, but I'm trying to rush through so I don't take up too much of your time. But regardless, we could say phase 1, phase 2, and now it's going into a phase 3. And we both know that this coin has potential, especially with the way Bitcoin is moving right now and what Bitcoin could potentially do. This could definitely go to the hundreds of millions. And if you don't believe me, look at Pippin, for example, right? Pippin, look where it died down all the way to, and to then where it went to. It went to 800 mil, right? Easily. Phase 1, phase 2, a lot of months went by before it then did its phase 3. Now let's just say every other week or every week or whatever it may be, again, personally I do it like twice a week, I go on Deck Screener and I filter and try to see what coins could potentially be going into another phase. Now let's just say you built a routine around that, and one day in October you saw that, okay, cool, Pippin could potentially reverse. You decided to get in and you managed to hit a whatever that is, 100x, 50x, whatever this potential run is. But like, imagine you managed to catch that. That's all it takes. And the beauty of this is it's a waiting game. It's not like the anxious type of trades that you take where you're in at 50k market cap and you're watching the chart on the 1 second time frame and you're like, oh damn, like, is it going to go down, is it going to go up? No, like, this is, you get clarity when you jump into coins like this. Like, it's easy to see where this is going. Like, look at this. Like, look how predictable this looks. Like, this is probably one of the most peaceful coins you can get into, because every single day you're seeing a green candle up, 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 couple reds, but then a green candle up. Majority of it is up, right? That's the beauty of it.